Oh, hello there, fellow Earthlings. Are you ready to have your mind twisted like a pretzel? Because we're going to jump head first into the cartoonish world of wonder and reality. And who knows, we may never come back. Join us as we explore 20 cartoon places that exist in real life. Number 20, SpongeBob's Pineapple Villa. Behold the wonder of wonders, a replica of SpongeBob SquarePants' iconic pineapple home at Nickelodeon hotels and resorts in Punta Cana. That's right, you can now live like a sea sponge in a pineapple under the sea, because that makes a lot of sense, right? For only $3,800 per night, you can have the pleasure of staying in a 2-bedroom freestanding pineapple structure that will leave you feeling as though you've just stepped into an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. And as an added bonus, you'll have your own private pool to swim around in, because why wouldn't a pineapple have a pool? Why would a pineapple be underwater? Anyways, the real fun begins with the surprise slimings and Nickelodeon character appearances, which will make you feel like you're a kid again, and this is going to help you forget for a while that you need to do your taxes. Just be sure to pack an extra set of clothes, because honestly, nobody looks good covered in green slime. I don't want to recreate that ugly barnacle story, now do I? Anyways, it's a dream come true, and it's worth the price because remember, the 5-letter word for happiness is money. Number 19, Moe's Tavern. Behold, fellow Simpsons enthusiasts, for we've discovered the holy grail of Springfield fandom, Moe's Tavern at Universal Studios, Florida. It's like stepping right onto the television screen, except that instead of a 2-dimensional cartoon world, you get to experience the joy of sitting at a pool table and chowing down on some fast food. Because who needs authenticity when you can have tacky decorations and gimmicky drinks? Watch in amazement as bartenders will use dry ice and a special cup to conjure up a flaming Moe, just like in the show. And for all of you connoisseurs of questionable beer, Duff Beer comes in not 1, not 2, but 3 different and unique varieties, because when did the taste matter if you can have all the novelty of drinking a fictional beverage? You'll be absolutely floored by the attention to detail, with Easter eggs and decorations that are straight out of the show. Take a look at the Love Tester machine, or Sideshow Bob's Pruno, for example. It's like a museum, but with more deep-fried food and less educational value. And let's not forget the life-size figures of your favorite characters from the show, like Barney Gumble. And even if you do go alone, you can pretend that you're friends with a giant plastic statue. Moe's Tavern is Disneyland for adults who refuse to grow up. With dry ice and gimmicky beer, it's the perfect place to escape reality and embrace the absurd. Number 18, Pizza Planet. Ahoy there, pizza-loving Earthlings! It's time to gear up for an extraterrestrial food adventure at Pizza Planet, the craziest and classiest addition to Disneyland's Red Rockets Pizza Port. And this is not just any pizza joint. The menu is loaded with pies that are out of this world, like cheeseburger pizza. It's topped with all the extra fixings that you could possibly imagine, which include slider patties and pickles, and it's almost worth breaking your Buzz Lightyear wings out for. You're going to need a rocket ship just to transport all of those toppings to your table. The restaurant is designed to look like a spaceship from the Toy Story movie, complete with neon lights and alien decor. You're going to feel as though you're dining on a different planet altogether. If you wish to catch a glimpse of Woody and Buzz, this place is your best chance, so let your fantasy soar to infinity and beyond. Number 17, Frozen Suite. Imagine staying in a hotel suite that's made entirely out of ice, inspired by the hit Disney film Frozen. It sounds like the perfect vacation destination if you're a penguin, but people have had the chance of being a penguin in this hotel in Canada. Thanks to the hotel's Myths and Legends from Around the World theme for 2014, guests could experience what it was like to be Anna and Elsa, minus the entire Kingdom in Peril thing. And don't worry about the cold, because nobody froze to death. The hotel provided cozy sleeping bags to keep people warm and toasty at a balmy 23 degrees Fahrenheit. But the main attraction of the Frozen Suite was the chance to sleep in an illuminated ice bed that was fit for a queen, just like Anna and Elsa. Plus, with the opportunity to slide down an ice slide in the activity cave, who doesn't like a good ice slide? The hotel even had the help of the Walt Disney Studios to ensure that the suite was true to the movie as possible. But sadly, just like Elsa's Ice Palace, the hotel was not meant to last. It was demolished in 2017, melting away just like Olaf in the summer sun. Number 16. Snow White's Cottage. It seems as though the dwarfs in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were quite the trendsetters when it came to home decor. Now, you too can live like Doc, Grumpy, and the rest of the gang in this enchanted cottage that's straight out of a fairy tale. The house was on sale for the low price of $775,000, because who needs a pumpkin carriage when you can have a mortgage? This house was not built by a team of experts or anything like that. Oh no, it was done by a DIY-obsessed couple named Richie and Karen Morgan, who spent a whopping 25 years crafting this masterpiece. I guess when they say home is where the heart is, they really mean it. Inside, you're going to find all of the Snow White essentials: oddly sized wooden doors with iron hinges, cave-like rooms with curved walls, and even a walk-through tree trunk, because why have a boring old front door when you can enter your house through a tree? Let's not forget the 100 tons of stone that Richie Morgan hauled in for the bridges, walkways, and chimneys, because what in the world of poisonous apples is this kind of dedication? Oh, and did I mention the exterior? The house is surrounded by 7.5 forested acres, complete with a babbling brook, fruit trees, a garden, and bird baths. The place is so very authentic that it may as well attract the Seven Dwarfs themselves. It's sold out for now, but you can always appreciate it from afar. Number 15. The Krusty Krab. Are you ready to take a dip in the salty sea of nostalgia? Well, shiver me timbers, because there used to be a real-life Krusty Krab in Palestine serving up Krabby Patties to landlubbers and sea creatures alike. It was like stepping into the cartoon and getting a taste of Bikini Bottom in the real world. The Palestinian company Salta Burgers decided to take a page out of SpongeBob's book and bring his dream workplace into life. They spared no expense in recreating every little detail. And why bother asking for permission from Viacom when you can just do it and ask for forgiveness later? The co-owner of Salta Burgers said that the Krusty Krab was a hit with children of the West Bank who needed a break from the harsh realities of conflict. And the best part, the restaurant serves seafood, which is a rare treat in a landlocked place like the West Bank. So it ended up being a double win for the children. But alas, like a pufferfish that's been stepped on, Viacom shut it all down in 2016, leaving SpongeBob fans without a chance to sink their teeth into a Krabby Patty in real life. Number 14. Chez Remy. Calling all Disney and Rat fans, there is a restaurant for you. Chez Remy in Disneyland Paris is the perfect place to experience the wonders of Ratatouille while also enjoying some fine French cuisine in a giant-sized setting. Who needs a boring, regular-sized restaurant when you can feel like you've been shrunk down to rodent size? Step inside and you're going to be transported into Remy's world, surrounded by whimsical decorations that will make you feel as though you're living in a tea party for rats. Bottle cap chairs, umbrella-shaped lights, and even a giant cookbook. What more could a rat ask for? But let's not forget the real reason that we're here. It would be the food. Chez Remy serves up some serious French cuisine that's going to have your taste buds doing the tango. And of course, they've got to have some killer ratatouille on the menu, because it's not just for rats anymore. However, I won't judge you if you decide to stick to the cheese platter. And the theming doesn't stop at the restaurant either. Take a spin on the Ratatouille ride and visit Chez Remy on a screen before exiting to see the real-life windows into the restaurant. It's like you're part of the movie, except without the stress of being a rat chef in a fancy French kitchen. Number 13. The Up Movie House. Picture this. You're driving through the mountains of Utah, just minding your own business, when suddenly you come across a sight that could only be described as uplifting. Yes, I'm talking about the replica of the Up House, the iconic colorful house from the Disney Pixar movie. Bangirder Homes, a custom construction company, was given permission from Disney, because who else owns our childhood dreams, to recreate the house, and wow did they deliver. Every detail is spot on, from the painted names on the mailbox to the white picket fence out front. It's like stepping right into the movie itself, except without the annoying characters and tear-jerking storyline. Inside of the home, it is fully furnished, complete with the living room, nursery, and even the armchairs that the couple sat in during the movie. Of course, if you want to visit the home, you're going to have to abide by the rules. The sign on the gate clearly states that a few photos from the outside are fine, but anything else like filming or trying to break in to live out your own version of Up requires some permission. So be sure to ask nicely before you try to float away with the house using 1,000 balloons. But you know, that's not possible, right? Sorry to burst your bubble, or your balloons, or whatever. Number 12. The Simpsons House. Now we have the Simpsons house, which is located in Henderson, Nevada, where the dreams of fans were shattered like a glass bottle thrown by Bart. Back in 1997, Fox and the Pepsi Company came up with a brilliant idea to construct a life-size replica of everyone's favorite dysfunctional family, the Simpsons. The home was done up as a promotional giveaway, and the builders watched over 100 episodes of the show in order to get every single detail just right, from the bay windows to the popped-out bricks on the chimney. But let's be real, who would actually want to live in a house painted in the same loud and garish colors of the show? Even Marge's patience would be tested. The contest winner clearly had the same thought and decided to take the $75,000 cash prize instead of the headache of owning a house that screams cartoon chaos. And so, the Simpsons house was left without a resident and was then repainted and resold as a regular home in 2001. But no worries, the house does still maintain its Simpsons-esque structure, and you can even see Homer's face etched into the concrete path outside. You can also still view the house from the street if you want to experience the joy of seeing a fictional home in real life. Just don't expect to see Homer or Bart lurking around. They're probably off causing some animated mayhem somewhere else. Number 11. Radiator Springs. Rev up your engines and get ready to be transported to Radiator Springs, a town full of anthropomorphic vehicles. That's right, Disney California Adventure Park brings the world of Pixar's cars to life with an attraction that allows you to race through Ornament Valley. Get a racing makeover at either Luigi's Casa della Tires or Ramon's House of Body Art, because let's face it, your plain old car just won't cut it in this world. But don't worry about competition, because all of your favorite Cars characters, which includes Lightning McQueen, Mater, Doc Hudson, and Sally, will be there to cheer you on. It's not only about the racing though. The towering Cadillac Range mountains in the backdrop of Radiator Springs Racers are inspired by the Cadillac Ranch public art installation in Texas. So, car enthusiasts can get ready to drool all over these mountain peaks that are designed to look like the tail fins of classic Cadillac models from 1957 to 1962. Buckle up and hit the gas and experience a thrill of zooming past red rock formations, high bank turns, and camelback straightaways. But just remember, even if you do come in second place, you're still a winner here. Number 10. The Barbie House. Welcome to the ultimate plastic paradise, the Barbie Dream House experience. Here you can finally live out your lifelong dreams of living in a Malibu beach house, just like your favorite plastic idol. With over 20 pounds of glitter and 100 gallons of pink paint, this life-size replica of Barbie's world is sure to blind you with its vibrant hues. As you enter, you'll be greeted by two adorable pink poodles and tutus standing guard at the double doors, because nothing screams luxury like a pair of tiny dogs dressed up like ballerinas. Inside, you'll find everything a Barbie fan could ever want: 350 dolls, collector memorabilia, friends, family, and Ken, of course. And if I ever go, Ken is the prime reason, honestly. The installation even offers a full makeover package, so you can look just like your plastic fantasy before strutting your stuff down the Barbie runway. The Barbie Dream House is the place where you can finally live out your lifelong dreams of being surrounded by pink, plastic, and a whole lot of glitter. Just be prepared for the intense sugar rush that also comes with it. And did you realize Barbie is naturally plastic to begin with? Number 9. The Hello Kitty House. Step aside, Barbie Dream House, because there's a new pink paradise in town, and it's called the Hello Kitty House. This Chinese gem is a haven for fans of the beloved feline character, complete with everything from Hello Kitty-shaped cakes to bed sheets with her face on them. And if you thought the color pink was just a color, well, you should think again. This house makes the pink color an emotion, making you feel like you're floating inside of a cotton candy. Now, that's not all the cute stuff and fluff, it is a true work of art. Every detail from the welcome sign to the themed rooms has been carefully crafted to create a perfect Hello Kitty experience. It's almost like living in a cartoon, but without all of the weird physics or lack of plot. Also, there are so many Hello Kitty decorations that you may begin thinking you're in some kind of cat kingdom. And if you're a fan of Hello Kitty, the house is the ultimate vacation destination. And even if you're not, you'll still find yourself charmed by the pink wonderland. However, just be warned, you might leave with a newfound love for all things feline, and I call that a good problem indeed. Number 8. Minnie's House. If you still couldn't get enough pink, I have another cartoon come true place serving right up with the addition of Minnie's House in Disneyland's Mickey's Toontown. This charming pink paradise is the perfect escape from reality for all of those who love hearts and cupcakes and all things girly. Step inside and be prepared to be overwhelmed by the sea of pink, lavender, and cream that awaits you. From the walls to the furniture to even the little details, there's no escaping the pink madness that engulfs every inch of Minnie's house. But wait, there's more. Every corner is adorned with hearts of all shapes and sizes, as if the love between Mickey and Minnie wasn't already obvious enough. However, the real highlight of this pink wonderland is the chance to meet the owner herself, Minnie Mouse. That's right, you may just well run into Minnie during your walkthrough tour of her cozy abode, or even the ghost of her. It's the real female version of the clubhouse, and there's never too much pink. Number 7. The Flintstones House. Have you heard about the Flintstones house in Hillsborough, California? This prehistoric paradise is sure to transport you back to the Stone Ages, and by Stone Age, I mean the 1970s. Designed by William Nicholson in 1976, the house would be inspired by the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, but somewhere along the way, it seems to have taken a detour to bedrock. The exterior is covered in smooth purple and orange domes, and the front yard is home to some giant dinosaur sculptures. The inside of the house is just as funky as the outside. Colorful stained glass windows are built into the walls, and the kitchen features swirling designs in the ceiling and round built-in shelves. And don't forget about the conversation pit in the tallest dome, complete with an orange upholstered couch and succulent garden view. However, the real fun begins when you step outside. The property is dotted with Flintstones-themed sculptures, colorful mushrooms, and even some funky aliens. I'm not really sure if this is a house or a theme park, and I can't help but wonder what the Flintstones would have to say about all of it. Would they be disappointed just like the neighbors are? Number 6. The Jetsons' Abode. Get ready to blast off into the future with the Jetsons' infamous abode. This architectural wonder was inspired by the Chemosphere, a radical octagon-shaped house hovering over the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles like a UFO. But forget about the aliens. The real magic is in the modernist design and Jetsons-like appeal. Back in the early 1960s, everyone was trying to predict what the future would look like, which included the creators of the Skypad apartments from the classic cartoon. They looked to the Chemosphere for inspiration and created a home that was just as futuristic and out of this world. The house is actually so ahead of its time that it was inspired by the Chemosphere, an 8-sided UFO-looking building designed by John Lautner. You heard that right. It looks like an alien spacecraft actually landed in the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles. And if that's not cool enough, the Chemosphere was named the most modern home ever built in the world by the Encyclopedia Britannica. And that's something to definitely bring your inner George Jetson to life. Number 5. The Tangled Castle. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, there was a place so magical that it could only exist in a cartoon. But lo and behold, it turns out the place is actually real. That's right, Mont Saint-Michel in France is the real-life cartoon castle that inspired the beloved Disney princess Rapunzel's home, the island castle region of Corona. It's like stepping into a fairy tale, but with more tourists and overpriced souvenirs. The abbey on the island is a magnificent sight with its Gothic and Roman-style architecture and towering vistas. And if you're lucky, you may even catch a glimpse of Rapunzel herself, letting her hair down from one of the castle's turrets. But just don't try to climb up and join her, because you may end up with a concussion or even worse. Of course, the Disney creative team couldn't resist adding a few more homes and people to the island, but in reality, only about 30 people actually live there. If Rapunzel really did live on a remote island, she'd probably go insane from the lack of people to talk to. But wait, there's more. This castle is not any ordinary island, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So not only are you living out your childhood fantasies, but you also get to be culturally enlightened. Number 4. The Lion King Land. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a place called the Pride Lands, which served as a setting for the iconic Disney film The Lion King. But what many people don't know is that the Pride Lands were actually inspired by a real place, the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. And no, I'm not talking about some imaginary Disney world where lions rule the roost. Here, you can actually witness the real circle of life in action. Forget about CGI animals and catchy musical numbers. In the Masai Mara, you'll see the largest terrestrial mammal migration in the world, where real-life Simbas and Nalas roam free in their natural habitat. And let me tell you, it's a far cry from the neatly groomed savanna of the Disney movie. This place is so amazing that it's been dubbed one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa and one of the top 10 travel wonders of the world. And let's not forget about the inspiration for everything. That's right, the Serengeti ecosystem, which spans both Tanzania and Kenya, is the real home of the Lion King. Number 3. Hunchback of Notre Dame's Cathedral. The City of Love, Paris, home to the famous Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and of course, the Notre Dame Cathedral. But did you know that the iconic cathedral is also the setting for the beloved Disney classic, The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Disney has made an astonishingly accurate reproduction of this cathedral, complete with its many ghoulish gargoyles. And if you're lucky, you may just spot Quasimodo himself, swinging from the rafters and serenading the crowds with his angelic voice. But don't worry, he's not going to throw tomatoes at you, even if you are a tourist. Be careful where you step though, as Frollo's men might be lurking around the corner just waiting to accuse you of witchcraft. Are you brave enough to venture into this real-life cartoon world? Number 2. Cusco's Empire. You know what's better than a made-up cartoon empire? A real-life Incan ruin, of course. That's what Disney thought when they created Cusco's Empire in The Emperor's New Groove and based it on Machu Picchu in Peru. I mean, why bother with creativity when you can just copy and paste something that already exists? Machu Picchu is the real deal. The ancient Incan city is nestled in the Andes Mountains and is a true wonder of the world, complete with stunning ruins and breathtaking views. But let's not forget the pun-tastic connection between Cusco and Cusco. It's almost too clever for anyone to actually comprehend. Seriously though, Machu Picchu is a must-see destination for any adventure seeker. Just be prepared for some serious hiking at some high altitudes. And while you're there, you should keep an eye out for any llamas that have an attitude, because you never know when one might just save your life, or at least your unnecessary snack stash. Number 1. Hercules' Setting. The son of Zeus and the inspiration for one of Disney's most entertaining and musically inclined movies. And where did they get their inspiration for the setting of the film? The ruins of the ancient Greeks, of course. The ancient Greek theaters were the perfect place to showcase the larger-than-life heroics of Hercules, with their circular shapes and acoustics that could rival any modern-day concert hall. And let's not forget the grandeur of the ruins themselves, because who needs CGI when you have centuries-old columns and stones that have stood the test of time? Disney had the choice to use their imagination, but why bother when you can just Google ancient Greek ruins and call it a day? However, I'm still grateful. The result was a visually stunning film that captured the essence of Greek mythology and introduced a new generation to the story of Hercules. Which one of these is your favorite? Let me know all about it in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.